Most people believe the 1965 Washington quarter is boring, common, and worth only face value. They see the date, notice there is no silver, and immediately lose interest. But that assumption has caused countless valuable coins to be ignored, spent, and lost forever. The truth is, the 1965 Washington quarter marks one of the most dramatic turning points in U.S. coin history, and some examples from this year have shocked collectors with their value. The year 1965 was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped making quarters with silver. For the first time, quarters were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of 90% silver. This massive change created confusion, pressure, and mistakes inside the mint. When production changes happen on this scale, errors follow, and that is exactly why collectors pay close attention to 1965 quarters. Most circulated 1965 quarters are worth face value, but value begins to change when condition and mint errors enter the picture. A heavily worn coin with flat details and scratches is common. But a 1965 quarter that escaped circulation looks very different. Uncirculated examples show sharp details in Washington's hair, strong eagle feathers, and original mint luster that moves across the surface when tilted under light. High-grade uncirculated 1965 quarters can be worth many times face value, especially when professionally graded. Because these coins were widely circulated early, truly clean examples are much harder to find than people expect. Where things become shocking is with mint errors. One of the most famous and valuable errors linked to this period is the wrong planchet error. During the transition from silver to clad coinage, a small number of quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets intended for 1964 quarters. These coins look like normal 1965 quarters, but they weigh more and contain silver. When authenticated, these transitional error coins can sell for thousands of dollars. Other valuable errors include off-center strikes, where the design is not fully centered and part of the coin is missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value. Some off-center 1965 quarters have sold for hundreds of dollars, even without silver content. Die cracks and retained cut errors are also highly collectible. These appear as raised lines or blobs of metal caused by damaged dies. Because 1965 was a high-pressure production year, damaged dies were often used longer than they should have been, creating visible errors that collectors now search for. Another error collectors watch for is double die varieties. True double dies show clear separation in letters or numbers, not flat machine doubling. A confirmed double die on a 1965 quarter can significantly increase value, especially in higher condition. Strike quality also matters. Some 1965 quarters were weakly struck, while others show unusually sharp detail due to fresh dies. Strong strikes with full detail are far more desirable to collectors building high-quality sets. One mistake many people make is cleaning these coins. Cleaning destroys original surfaces and can erase valuable mint error evidence. A cleaned coin may look shiny, but it loses collector trust and value immediately. To properly check a 1965 Washington quarter, use a scale, good lighting, and magnification. Look closely at the weight, edge, lettering, and surfaces. Compare it to a normal example. Small differences can mean big money. The 1965 Washington quarter is more than just pocket change. It represents a historic shift in U.S. coinage, and within that shift are mistakes that collectors are still hunting today. While most examples are common, a small number are truly special, and those are the coins that bring shocking prices. So before you spend or ignore a 1965 quarter, stop and look again. That ordinary-looking coin might be hiding a mint error that collectors would love to find. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones people overlook the most. Most people think a 1965 Washington quarter is impossible to sell. They believe no collector would ever pay serious money for it. But that belief is exactly why valuable coins slip through hands every day. The truth is, some 1965 quarters don't just have value, they actually sell for real money when the right details are present. The year 1965 changed U.S. coin history forever. It was the first year quarters were made without silver, and the U.S. Mint was under extreme pressure to produce massive quantities quickly. When production speed increases, mistakes happen. Those mistakes are what collectors pay for today. A normal, worn 1965 quarter sells only for face value. But condition changes everything. A 1965 quarter that never entered circulation, with sharp details and original mint luster, already has a market. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services regularly sell for strong prices because collectors want the best preserved coins from this historic transition year. Where selling prices become shocking is with mint errors. One of the most valuable 1965 quarter errors is the silver planchet error. During the transition, some quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 1964 silver blanks. These coins look ordinary, but they weigh more and contain real silver. Once authenticated, these coins have sold for thousands of dollars at auction because they are true transitional errors. Off-center strikes are another error that sells very well. When part of the design is missing and the blank is visible, collectors instantly recognize it as a genuine mint mistake. Even moderate off-center 1965 quarters can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on how dramatic the error is. Die cracks, cuts, and retained cut errors also sell consistently. These appear as raised lines or blobs of metal caused by broken dies. Because 1965 was a high-stress production year, damaged dies were often used longer than normal, creating visible errors collectors actively search for. Double die errors are especially desirable when confirmed. True double dies show strong separation in letters or numbers. A verified double die 1965 quarter can sell quickly because collectors trust certified varieties and compete for them. Selling success depends on authenticity. That's why collectors prefer coins that are not cleaned. Cleaning removes original surfaces and kills value instantly. A natural, untouched coin always sells better than a shiny cleaned one. To sell a 1965 quarter successfully, collectors recommend 3 steps. First, identify the feature that makes it special, condition or error. Second, protect the coin and never clean it. Third, have valuable examples authenticated or graded. Once certified, these coins become much easier to sell because buyers trust third-party verification. Many 1965 quarters that sell for big money didn't look special at first glance. They were found in pocket change, old jars, or inherited collections. What made them sell was knowledge and careful inspection. The market for error coins is strong because collectors know mistakes cannot be recreated. Once they're gone forever. That's why buyers are willing to pay premium prices when something real appears. So yes, a 1965 Washington quarter can sell. Not every one, but the right one absolutely can. And the people who make money from these coins are the ones who stop, look closer, and understand what buyers want before you spend a 1965 quarter. Remember this. Someone out there is actively searching for one just like it. And if yours has the right detail, it could sell for far more than you ever imagined.